Just another thirsty Thursday. But only one more day till Friday. And that's only one day from Saturday. And Saturday is better than Sunday. It's not Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, it's Thursday. It's not Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, it's Thursday. Thursday. Whoa, Thursday is the day that we take for granted. Because we know our Friday plans could be slanted. But today's only 2 days from the weekend. And only 36 hours from hanging with our friends. Something tells me this day will go fine. And for dinner I think I'll have a glass of wine. Cause it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, it's Thursday. It's not Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, it's Thursday. It's not Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, it's Thursday. It's not Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, it's Thursday. Thursday, over the hump day, Thursday. The end is inside day, Thursday. It could be your worst day. Oh, it's Thursday. That Randy Hughes and Joe Kachiever is brewing some more beer at the brewery for the weekend today. It's not Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, it's Thursday. It's not Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, it's Thursday. It's not Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, it's Thursday. It's not Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, it's Thursday.
That is our good friend Adam Palm and his version of the Thursday song on a Thursday morning. Appropriate, right? Doesn't look like one gust of wind.
Yeah,
everything
so
is
nice.
just sort of like standing there.
Last night was just, it might have been one of the nicest nights this summer.
Going to be nice again today, weather-wise, at least in our area, 77-ish. Maybe a few clouds rolling by.
Yeah, I think
Then looks like we're going to get whacked with some rain tomorrow. Looks like an 80% chance, but a high of just 71.
yeah, more clouds up through the valley into Chippewa and Eau Claire than here. But overall, we're staying dry, and that's a big thing.
Till tomorrow.
More flooding. I mean, that's... did you see the house that fell?
Oh, yeah.
Ugh.
Oh, yeah, lots of video and pictures and all that stuff throughout the area of the flooding. Obviously, the dam in Mankato that went down, and the bridges that got toppled, and the houses that are ending up in the water. It's, yeah, just awful. And we know some friends and family down in the Iowa area that are having to remove things from their basement because it's starting to flood, and it's just, yeah.
And I think the flood warning is in effect until noon today, if I'm not mistaken.
And if you're planning on going somewhere that may be along the river, may be impacted, I would recommend maybe calling ahead or checking their Facebook feed or whatever, or finding out on their website, see if maybe their situation has changed.
I know there were some roads that were still closed yesterday.
Yeah.
So be careful.
What is the Wisconsin, what is it, 411 or whatever, the DOT, the number there? Yeah. Shaw is back. Ran into him last night while we were enjoying some pizza. And we'll talk to him in just a couple minutes. We're going to get to somebody's effing song a bit later on as well. And, of course, tonight is the first presidential debate before we get to the election in November. So we'll do some prep for that with some stats and info, maybe a drinking game or two. Mm-hmm. You can certainly Google presidential debate drinking game and come up with plenty of ideas.
I have the bear to watch.
Yeah. You didn't... It premiered last night, right?
Premiered last night. I watched the first episode.
All right. We'll get to some Sleep Theory and Godsmack in just a bit. If you want to get in touch with us, visit rockmornings.com.
More of your Rock Mornings coming up in just a bit.
Welcome back.
I'll be honest, Sean, much like my vacation, I have no idea what's going on in the world, with the exception of the flooding in our area, and there's a debate tonight.
There's a debate tonight, yes.
Because when you leave, I don't do much with news. You know what I mean?
I'm your only source?
Well,
Not only,
but I just kind of, like...
but a lot.
I don't want to do like news. It's just not what I'm good at. So
He relies heavily on you, I think is what
yeah,
he's trying
so
to
it's
say.
nice to have you back because I might actually learn what's going on in the world.
I know it was heavy, the trip, but how was Michigan in general?
It was hectic.
Yeah.
It was. We got a lot done, which was good. My mother-in-law had passed away, and we had to go and deal with the aftermath of that in terms of cleaning out apartments and meeting with attorneys and financial people and all of that stuff to try and get everything settled. So
There's a lot.
But yeah, with a lot of hurry up and wait stuff, but a lot of appointments.
Well, you finished the trip stellarly. Is that a word?
No, but I get you.
In a stellar manner?
There you go.
There you go.
With some pizza next to me and my wife.
Yes.
I'm
Walked in
sorry.
the big house last night, and look who's sitting at the bar. Brian and his lovely wife.
I was white boy wasted yesterday. I was having a little
What?
afternoon. I was having an afternoon.
Did you
show.
have pizza too, Shaw?
I did. Yes,
Delicious.
we've been
Yeah, they had
hankering
a-
for a taco pizza. So.
They had a taco pizza, and they had it was like the personal pizza. It was only about 4 inches across, which is smart because not only can they not eat a lot of food, Shaw and his lovely wife, but
Tacos, pizzas are
well,
hard.
but
don't keep well.
They don't keep well. Do they? So if you get it, do they do the lettuce on top of it when you order it there, or can you ask for it off? Because that's the situation, right? Is the
That's the
really
culprit, the sogginess factor.
Well, I know some places they don't put the lettuce on it if you ask. So that way, if you do take some home, you can still reheat it and then put the lettuce on afterwards.
I hadn't thought of that, but
They don't get a
we
big
didn't have
enough
any
one to have-
leftovers.
My stupid ass ordered the big pizza. My wife's like, well, let's get an order of these cheesy bread
I was going
things.
to say, didn't you have bread with your pizza?
Yes. And then she's like, well, let's get this pizza. And then she was like, what size do you want? I'm like, just get the big one. Of course, I'm drunk, and I'm like, that sounds like a good idea. Now there's a massive box of pizza stuff. Like, my wife had to move all of the sodas off of one shelf so she could jam this massive box of pizza in there. Yeah, so, and it's a
Small.
skew. It's not even, doesn't even fit on the.
It tilts.
Oh, yeah. My
Small,
stupid
maybe
drunk
medium,
ass.
medium, like next time, maybe for that.
But it was delicious.
Yeah. Oh,
So,
fantastic.
what's
So welcome back
Thank
and flooding. It's yesterday was supposed to be the final day, right? The river was supposed to reach its apex, I guess.
It may start to go down today.
Okay.
14.12 feet is the measurement this morning. That's just over 2 feet above flood stage. The water has risen a full foot since Tuesday, but watchers expect the river to remain close to its current level for much of the next week. Meanwhile, towns upriver from La Crosse are expected the water to rise even more. The river level could go up by another foot or so at both Hastings and in Red Wing. A Sparta man has been sentenced to 33 years in prison for the beating death 2 years ago of a 32-year-old woman. Sean Hawk was sentenced in Monroe County Court yesterday after pleading guilty in March to reckless homicide. Hawk had been charged with 7 criminal counts relating to the 2022 death of Sarah Latimer at a house in Sparta. Police had investigated previous reports of domestic abuse involving Hawk and Latimer. Under the sentence, Hawk would be placed on extended supervision for 20 years after his prison term has been served. A $1 million cash bond will not be reduced for the suspect in a drive-by shooting that happened last June on 3rd Street in La Crosse. DeAndrew Grant had requested a lower bond, reportedly promising to remain in La Crosse if he were to be let out of jail. Judge Ramona Gonzalez denied that request, saying the shooting happened hours after Grant had been in court for another case. 6 people were wounded by the gunfire that happened after Grant was involved in a dispute at a 3rd Street business. Grant is scheduled to be tried for attempted murder and other charges in September. The former South Branch Library in La Crosse may be repurposed for housing. The City Development Commission has endorsed a proposal to put housing in the library building on 16th Street and build more housing on other parts of the block. The commission reviewed plans from 3 potential developers before making their recommendation. Residents in the neighborhood have spoken in favor of ideas that preserve the old library, which opened in the 1950s. A new poll finds most U.S. adults plan to watch or listen to some element of tonight's presidential debate, and many think the stakes are high for both President Joe Biden and former President Donald Trump. A poll by the Associated Press finds the incumbent and the presumptive Republican nominee remain broadly unpopular as they prepare to spar for the first time since 2020. Still, nearly 6 in 10 U.S. adults say they are extremely or very likely to watch, read, or listen to commentary about the debate, which will take place tonight at CNN's studio in Atlanta.
My original instinct was to pull out.
It's a good instinct, Shaw. We're going to get to some more debate stuff a bit later on. We've got some interesting stats and info, plus maybe a potential drinking game or two, Shaw.
I'm sure that'll be happening.
Not for me. I did all that yesterday.
Gonna dry out today.
Debate tonight.
Yeah. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Good to have you in the newsroom. We'll talk to you again in just a bit. We got sports coming up. Lots of stuff going on today. We're going to play someone's effing song in a bit. If you want to get in touch with us, please visit rockmornings.com for all of our contact info. You can, of course, listen to the program on the website. Check out our daily podcast as well. Subscribe, all that crap. Right now, we've got Sleep Theory, Godsmack, and a few.
Rock Mornings. On air, online, on the app.
With the first pick in the 2024 NBA Draft, the Atlanta Hawks select Zachary Rizache from Lyon, France, and France's J.L. Boron-Brooks.
Atlanta Hawks taking forward Zachary Rizache with the first pick in last night's 2024 NBA Draft. Rizache, the first of 4 French players taken in the first round, follows in the footsteps of his countryman Victor Wembanyama, who went last year number 1 to the Spurs. Purdue's Zach Edey went to the Grizzlies with the number 9 pick, and the Bucks took guard A.J. Johnson with the 23rd overall pick.
He spoke French.
Mais oui, monsieur.
Yes.
Qu'est-ce qui se passe, mon ami? Zut alors! Why do you think I'm talking with this outrageous French accent? Yeah. Elsewhere, the Brewers.
Are they,
nice little
are they
sweep.
winners?
They are. Andrew Monasterio hit a game-ending single in the 10th inning after entering as a replacement for the injured Joey Ortiz. And the Brew Crew beat the Rangers 6-5 yesterday, helped by Jake Bauer's grand slam and Jackson Churrio's inside the park home run. The Brewers have won 4 in a row. They are off today, and they're at home against the Cubs tomorrow night at 7:10 for the first of 3 against Chicago. Brewers, by the way, placed their catcher Gary Sanchez on the 10-day injured list and added Dallas Keuchel to the active roster. Keuchel started yesterday, allowed 8 hits, including 2 home runs and 5 runs, all earned in his 4 innings. The Brewers ended up winning, though, in 10 innings to complete that 3-game sweep. And you know who threw out the first pitch?
I saw.
Our buddy Art Fay.
Yeah.
The guy who used to run the lacrosse center and was the 1990, I think, Riverfest Commodore. Was it 90 or 2000? It was one of those.
Yeah.
But, yeah, delivering a little smoke there before the game. Good for him. Good to see him out there on the bump.
Looking good.
Elsewhere in sports, a judge has dismissed a lawsuit claiming sexual assault against Dallas Cowboys quarterback Dak Prescott. Collin County Judge Angela Tucker's ruling yesterday comes on the heels of the Dallas Police announcing back in May that they had found, quote, insufficient evidence to support a criminal case against Dak Prescott and would not pursue criminal charges. So that case has been thrown out. And remember Jim Schlossnagle?
Do I?
Yeah, we talked about him earlier this week. He was the coach at Texas A&M who lost on Monday to Tennessee in the College World Series. And shortly after the game, he was asked about potentially...
and he went to his sisters, right? He quit and went to
the rival,
the
yeah.
rival.
Well, so here is the answer that he gave to the reporter after the game was over. The game had just finished up, and he's in the press room. And look, if you've been the head coach of a major college sports team, you've been in press conferences before. You know how this works. And the guy asked him point blank,
Are you going?
Are you looking at other jobs? Are you looking to go somewhere else? And here was Jim Schlossnagle's answer.
I think it's pretty selfish of you to ask me that question, to be honest with you. But I left my family to be the coach at Texas A&M. I took the job at Texas A&M to never take another job again. Mm-hmm. And that hasn't changed in my mind. Mm-hmm. And that's unfair to talk about something like that. That'd be like you asking Montgomery if he's going to sign in the draft. But I understand you got to ask the question. But I gave up a big part of my life to come take this job, and I've poured every ounce of my soul in this job. And I've given this job every single ounce I can possibly give it. So write that.
Ooh. A bit aggressive. And then the very next day, he went and took a different job.
Yes.
And I get it. You just lost the College World Series. You're upset. But he
knew
you knew you were getting his job.
Well, that's why he didn't get.
And the reporter asked you, and then you made it out to be the reporter was a dick for asking you the question, knowing full well that the next day the news was going to get out that you were going somewhere else. And here is his apology from yesterday's press conference.
When the game ended, I want to publicly apologize to Richard Zane from Texags. He's a young reporter. He asked the question. That was an obvious question. I wish I could have answered that better. But in the moment, 30 minutes after the last pitch, all I could think about was our players. And I really wasn't in the mood to talk about myself or the future. So I apologize for that to Richard.
This guy might be all-time bad dude as well, because there are reports and rumors circulating that he was using burner phones while playing in the national championship to recruit kids from his team to go to Texas with him. And whatever, dude, the landscape of college sports has changed, obviously, with the NILs and the transfer portals and all that stuff, and people can come and go wherever they want. But you're there to do your job, and granted, you were in the College World Series and you tried your best and all that stuff, but the whole time you're there, you're trying you're waiting to get out and go to the rival, and you're trying to take people with you. It's like, come on, dude. Yeah, there's a tweet out there that says, more will come out, but recruiting kids to Texas from burner phones while playing in the national championship is all-time greasy.
Oof.
Yeah, so there's that. Jim Schlossnagle. We'll have to keep an eye on him, see what happens. Schlossnagle. That's a name.
It is a long name. Business cards.
SCHLOSSNAGLE. Schlossnagle. Jimbo. Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Sports. Got you taken care of there. We're going to play someone's effing song in just a few minutes, and we'll get back to Scott Robert Shaw.
Rock Mornings with Brian, Gene, and Shaw.
Green Jello or green jelly, whichever you prefer. Just be careful, you might get sued. That is the Three Little Pigs.
That is something.
That is for Ryan and La Crescent. That's his effing song.
That
Congratulations,
is the song,
Ryan. You got to hear it, and you got that gift card from Nikki Paisley, your C21 affiliated realtor. Request your effing songs on our website. Obviously, the presidential debate is tonight on all the major networks. Second round of the 2024 NBA draft is also on this afternoon. I think it starts at 3 on ESPN. Summer Olympic trials continue on NBC tonight. Also, the second season premiere of That 90s Show today on Netflix. All the late night shows are in repeats, except for Kimmel, which is guest hosted by Martin Short this week. He's got Melissa McCarthy and her high nipples as one of his guests. Also, Nick Kroll and The Warning going to be joining Martin Short.
I bet those are in repeat all through next week, too, aren't they?
I have no idea.
Probably.
Summer sweeps, right?
Yeah.
Speaking of Hollywood, it sounds like the Hawktua girl might be headed there. I don't know what we're going to do, if we're going to turn this into like a Cocaine Bear type thing or what the hell's going on. I don't see a lot of talent there. I just see a girl who said something funny on a street corner, you know what I mean? And that happens on a daily. But the Hawktua girl.
What's one move in bed that makes a man go crazy every time?
Oh, you got to give him that Hawktua and spit on that thing. You get me?
She apparently might be going to Hollywood, Shaw.
To do what?
I don't know. I have no idea. But the Cash Me Outside girl, who was 14 when she appeared on Dr. Phil, has forayed that into a rap career and now a OnlyFans career.
And a musical career.
That's what I just said.
Yeah, no, I mean, legit. I mean, at first I thought it was a job, but I mean, she's like...
No, yeah, she's in that world and, whatever. And she's she's obviously more successful on OnlyFans. I mean, what did she make? She broke records for the first, 8 hours that she was on OnlyFans when she turned 18, the Cash Me Outside girl. But her name is Haley Welch, the Hawktua girl, and sources are saying that Hollywood talent agencies have their eyes on her. Everyone seems to know by now about Haley going viral with the Hawktua thing there. And some people are saying that she already has a deal signed with an agency, but that apparently is just a rumor, much like some of the other stuff we've heard. We have, however, found out that she is officially licensed hats, Shaw. We talked about this yesterday when you were gone. The Hawktua girl signed with a hat company.
Company? Okay.
Yeah, and you can get a Hawktua, it almost looks like an election kind of, it says Hawktua 24, and you can even get one autographed for $44.
If you want one with her signature on it, Shaw, you can get
I'm good.
No. Have you had to... my wife didn't know what it was, by the way. Does your wife know what Hawktua is?
I'm sure she does not, and I think I just pieced it together based on that audio clip you played, because I had no idea what you're talking about either.
You got a Hawktua and spit on that thing.
That's
so
what
she's going to Hollywood?
I don't know. I don't. Again, I think there's just a lot of people are trying to keep it relevant and be breaking news for the Hawk Tuah girl, because, like I said, it's been over a week and we haven't really heard anything else from her.
Well, there's going to be another sensation.
I haven't seen any interviews. I haven't seen anybody on Barstool or any other website get a hold of her in terms of like trying to get a podcast or something. You'd think that these people with how viral this thing went, they would try to jump on it and get her on a podcast or something, but I haven't seen her at all. So, and again, I don't know if she has any actual talent or if they're just enamored with the viral fame and they're trying to capitalize on that, which is probably more likely, but watch out, Shaw. Hawk Tuah coming to theaters near you.
I don't think so. I don't know.
Porn stars are being like, I've been doing that for years. Nobody cared about me doing it. What the hell is this girl got?
You got to be on a corner at night with your girlfriends and
I guess
be cute and fun.
I guess, yeah. And Doc apparently is upset because the girl that went before her was cute as well, but doesn't get any shine.
Oh, she gets overlooked.
Well, and I said, look, Doc, nobody cares about the opening band. They're nice. Thank you very much. It gives my ticket value, but I'm really here to see the headliner. All right?
Yeah.
Maybe I'll buy your CD or a T-shirt to help you get down the road a little bit.
Doc, thanks for pointing out the underdog. I appreciate that. That's nice of you.
Hawk Tuah, Shaw.
Okay.
Spit on that thing.
Come on in here for some memes later on, Shaw.
Right.
We'll walk you through it.
Thank you.
All right.
What else is happening?
A house that was teetering on the edge of an eroding riverbank near a Minnesota dam collapsed into the river in the latest jarring example of extreme weather gripping the upper Midwest. Video shows most of the house falling into the flood-swollen Blue Earth River near Mankato on Tuesday night. The dam's abutment had failed on Monday, sending the river around the dam and eroding the bank where the home sat. Luckily, the family had evacuated the house before the collapse. A vast swath from Nebraska to Minnesota has been under siege from flooding because of the torrential rain since last week. Some areas have seen up to 18 inches of rain, pushing some rivers to record levels. Hundreds of people were rescued, homes were damaged, and at least 2 people died after driving in flooded areas. The Rochester man accused of a drive-by shooting in La Crosse last summer will not get a reduction in his $1 million bond.
This is the pizza shooting, right?
Yes.
Going the wrong way?
Correct. DeAndrew Grant had requested that his cash bond be lowered to around $10,000, but that request was denied yesterday by Judge Ramona Gonzalez, who said Grant is not a good risk for release. Grant is scheduled for a September trial on 29 criminal counts, including attempted murder. 6 people were hurt last June when shots were fired from a car traveling the wrong way on 3rd Street. The shooting happened shortly after Grant had been involved in a dispute on that same block. The city of La Crosse getting closer to a redevelopment plan for a library building that closed last year. A city development commission has voted to pursue an offer to use the historic South Branch Library for housing. According to city planning director Andrea Train, preservation of the building is the preferred goal for future uses of the library property.
So it's recently been locally designated to be a historic landmark. So that designation shows that the Historic Preservation Commission sees that that's a significant building to leave as is and to not demolish that.
Besides 6 housing units within the library building itself, the plan calls for construction of tiny townhouses nearby, which would be sold to the occupants. The Willow Grove proposal was among 3 development ideas for the library lot considered by the commission yesterday. A little less drama last night as the La Crosse Loggers baseball team won its 9th consecutive game. A day after back-to-back 1-run wins in a doubleheader at Duluth, the Loggers put the Huskies away 13-3 yesterday to wrap up the series. La Crosse now plays its next 4 games over the next 4 days at Copeland Park, beginning with Thunder Bay at 6:35 p.m. both today and tomorrow. Eau Claire comes to town this weekend. Meanwhile, the La Crosse Steam softball team fell 6-3 to Mankato at Copeland yesterday afternoon. The Steam, now 2-9, have lost 4 in a row. They're off until a Sunday doubleheader at Copeland against Madison.
Yeah, speaking of the Eau Claire Express, Shaw, I'm going to be going up there for a game. It's Simpson Skip Day, and it's coming up on July 11th. So just a couple weeks from now, and you can join me. It's really cool. Go to rockmornings.com for more info. But if you're listening in the Eau Claire area, or even if you're in La Crosse and you want to join me up there in Eau Claire, what we're going to do is I'm going to get it done with work that morning on the 11th. I'm going to head up to Eau Claire. We're going to take in the game on the fan deck with some food and beverages. We're going to give you an exclusive 92.9 The X t-shirt, a domestic pint at Ray's on the X tab. You get a free drink on us.
Nice.
We're going to go visit Ray's afterwards, and then we're going to take a Pulse Party Bus over to the Brewing Project and have a couple of beers there as well. It's $100 in value, but it's only $30 if you want to buy your tickets, and proceeds will benefit the Chippewa Valley Veterans Tribute Foundation, so helping to serve local veterans and families in that area. And if you want to find out more about Simpson Skip Day and join me at the Eau Claire Express game on July 11th, head to rockmornings.com
That'll
for
be
all
cool.
the info.
You haven't been to Carson Park before, have you?
Well, I drove by when we were in Eau Claire, and I took a look at it, but I've never been to a game there. So I'm excited to check it out and go to the game. And I've been to the Brewing Project several times, so I'm excited about going there and drinking some beers and then trying to get up the next morning and do morning radio. While Gene runs the board from here. I don't know, what could possibly go wrong?
It'll be fine.
Oh, yeah, sure. I have no doubt.
I don't either. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
Be a nice warm-up for Rockfest.
Rock Mornings, only on 95.7 The Rock.
Blur with Song 2. Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Not too bad today in the area. Partly cloudy, a little bit of sunshine, 77. Boy, that moon looks beautiful after we had the full moon the other night. But in the morning, coming to work, it's just big and bright and beautiful.
Yeah, it might become cloudy. It is cloudy in Eau Claire, and that's moving in, it sounds like. But low humidity, temperatures in the 70s.
Yep.
Before the rain moves in tomorrow, boo.
Yeah, then this weekend doesn't look bad. It looks like sunny and in the mid to low 70s on Saturday and Sunday, so it should be pretty nice. Talking about those worms, did you see them? Did you look?
I didn't see the worms.
Maybe they're only there. You got to look.
Okay.
Well, I was talking about them yesterday, and when I came in today, they were still there. They're tiny. They're like, about an inch long, and they're very, very thin. My buddy Adam sent me a message, said, you have worms at your back door, you should get that checked out. Inferring that I've got
Adams.
Yeah. A tapeworm situation, maybe. Yeah. Had those at our house, too, before with the dogs. That's not fun. Trying to shove that giant horse pill down my dog's throat. Didn't work out so well. Everybody's covered in peanut butter. Can't get half of the pill down. Can't get the whole pill down.
Yep.
We learned our lesson, though. It's not peanut butter. That's not the trick for Maggie. It's hot dog.
Hot dog inside a piece of meat.
She doesn't even... You could put strychnine in there and she'd swallow. She don't care. She's like, give me that hot dog. Peanut butter, though, she knows something's going on.
Yeah.
Big old spoonful. She's like, oh, peanut butter. Oh, pill? No, thank you.
No, not
thank
today.
You. Yeah.
Won't be fooled today.
Of course, that was like the first month that we had her, too. And she had no clue who we were, and we're just trying to, make her life comfortable. And here I am trying to jam a big, giant horse pill down her throat to get rid of this tapeworm.
No, thank you.
And she's like, what are you doing to me? I've come from an abused home. I thought this was going to be nicer. I'm like, I'm trying to help you, dog. Yeah. Hot dogs. Jet in a couple of minutes. Get in touch with us. Visit rockmornings.com. All our contact info there. You can listen live. You can also check out our daily podcast.
Rock Mornings, Monday to Friday, 6 to 9.
Jet, Are You Gonna Be My Girl? Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. And if you got a couple of chairs in front of your house, maybe you sit there and you watch traffic go by, keep an eye on the neighborhood, have a lemonade after a long day of mowing the lawn. It's probably a bit distressing when you wake up and you look out your front window and you see strangers sitting in your chairs.
Yes. That's too close for comfort.
What if it's a couple of old ladies?
I'm probably okay with that.
Right?
Did they get confused on which house they're supposed to be at?
No, I think they were just taking a break.
They get tired from walking.
They're old. A couple of elderly women were taking a rest outside of his house. This guy in Toronto named Carlo noticed that they were sitting in his deck chairs, and instead of shooing them or getting angry...
Did he bring out some lemonade? Iced tea, maybe?
Yeah. He opted to be a stellar host and offer them a beverage. A couple of snacks. This guy did it all.
So these two older women sat down on my chair, and my chair's outside. So I said, how can I not serve my two outdoor guests some tea? And I brought them a fruit tea and some honey, and helping them enjoy the afternoon.
Aww. Said he'd seen the women go past his house before, so maybe they live in the neighborhood, somewhere in the area. They like to walk there. First time they actually had sat down outside his home. Wanted to brighten their day with a surprise. What better way than some tea and honey? He said, I like that they were enjoying the flowers. That's what they're there for. When I saw them slowly sit down to get a little rest and enjoy the scenery, I thought this was their time to just walk around and take in the day.
Yeah, I've got a tray. I've got a serving tray. I'll bring you ladies some snacks and some
tea. They look like very comfortable chairs. They're like those Pollywood chairs, Adirondack-style chairs. Yeah. And there they are, just sitting there.
Enjoying
One of them's got a cane. probably her only mode of exercise, right? To get out, go for a walk with her girlfriend.
Walk around the neighborhood, look at the flowers.
He said, I thought some tea would hit the spot, so I went out with fruit tea since it was a summer day, and I took out some honey if they wanted to sweeten it up. They were totally surprised, almost with their mouths open, not sure if I was sincere or not.
Maybe they thought nobody was home.
Apparently, they stayed in those deck chairs for about an hour while he went back inside and continued working. And he said, hey, look, anytime you feel
enjoy
like having a
yourself.
sit, have at it. Very nice. Also, this is interesting, intriguing. I might have to send this story to Wade up at Rockfest. The Glastonbury Music Festival this week. It's England's Coachella, kind of, right? That's kind of a good way to describe it. This year, they are going to be collecting everyone's urine. I think they're just going to, pipeline it into a certain place as opposed to like, hey, come into this special room and give us your pee.
Yeah, I would think so.
They have partnered with a company to turn it into eco-friendly fertilizer. So I don't know what the science is there, but apparently this company can take everybody's pee, do some stuff with it, and then turn it into fertilizer.
I don't know what all that is. I don't
So you're
understand.
getting Matt Damon pea potatoes.
I don't think so.
Instead of Matt Damon Mars poop potatoes, you're getting pea potatoes. Yeah, interesting. And last but not least, a very old church, 143-year-old church near Philly, caught fire earlier this week and could have been a total loss. But when it happened, the fire department was having their weekly meeting about a mile away, and every single member of the fire department was there. So when the bells go off, they weren't short-staffed. They weren't, they were completely at the ready. Everybody was there having a meeting, and they were able to get down there and take care of it.
When I saw the smoke from the roof, I thought about, was the church having some kind of service?
They did such a great job. They worked really professionally. They were really smart and really attentive to the special needs of a church.
We were lucky. We could have had a couple holes in the roof, and we could be talking about a hole in the ground right now we weren't able to save.
We know that their work played a huge part in making sure that it wasn't worse.
Able to get there in just under 3 minutes.
And save the church.
Yeah, officials
Historic.
at the Episcopal Church of the Redeemer crediting the firefighters for getting there very quickly and able to put that fire out before it caused more damage to their 143-year-old church. Fire department at the station finishing up their weekly meeting and having a chicken soup dinner. Like, oh, there's a fire over there.
Yeah.
Well,
let's all go. Come on,
Yeah.
let's get there quick. Let's do this.
All hands on deck.
Everybody.
Green Day and Rob Zombie coming up in just a bit. Tom texted in, wanted to hear some Royal Bliss. Try to get to that. Doc wants to hear some Warrant.
I'm sure.
Probably going to hear it tonight out there at Maple Grove. See what I can do for you.
Rock Mornings with Brian, Gene, and Shaw.
Chris,
You're
that was the
debating him,
worst
not
part
me.
of Obama.
Let me ask my question.
Well, I'll ask Joe.
No,
They protect
Mr.
people
President,
with
I'm the
pre-existing
moderator of this debate, and I would like you to let me ask my question, and then you can answer.
Go ahead.
I watched the president on Fox News this week.
First of all, I guess I'm debating you, not him. Let me finish.
He kept interrupting, wouldn't let Biden speak.
Will you shut up, man? Listen, who is on your list, Joe?
Chris Wallace had no chance to keep it intact.
Mr.
You're
President.
talking about 2 million people. Keep yapping, man.
After watching, I felt I should move to Iraq.
All right, let's talk. I'm going to give you an
Excuse me.
opportunity.
Hey, wait, don't make me watch debates. I guarantee that it only will ruin our night. Hey, wait, why do they start so late? And why doesn't the sound guy just cut off his mic?
Mr. President, your campaign agreed both sides would get 2-minute answers uninterrupted. Okay, sir? No, I'm not asking. That was a rhetorical question.
Oh, man. Apparently, it's not going to be like that at all.
No.
The mics are going to be shut off. There's going to be a coin flip. They are going to be standing. Apparently, the seated thing was a rumor.
No opening statements. No crowd in the
no
no
crowd.
audience.
Just standing there, and having 90 seconds or whatever it is, and they won't be able to unless they shout. You know what I mean? Like from their podium, the mics won't be on at the same time, so they won't be able to interrupt.
Muted throughout the debate, except when it's that person's turn to talk.
A legitimate polling company asking voters if Biden or Trump would be better at a bunch of random things. Not necessarily government stuff, Shaw, just random daily activities. They polled Republicans, Democrats, Independents, and people across the entire political spectrum. Here are some of the questions and answers, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Who would win at an arm wrestling match, Biden or Trump?
Boy, I don't know. I guess I'm not sure.
Trump crushed it with 52% of the vote.
Okay. Is it
Biden only got 14%. Everybody else not sure, or they tie. Yeah, I would say Trump looks like a more robust physical specimen, if that's accurate.
He's larger.
Biden looks feeble at times, right?
He's older. Yeah,
he obviously wanders around the stage a little bit, doesn't seem to know where he's going. He falls up the steps of Air Force One all the time. Who would be more likely to help a stranger?
I'm guessing that would be a Biden answer.
Biden got most of the votes on that one. Who would be a better house guest? And again, this is from a legitimate polling company asking
legitimate
voters,
people,
voters about Biden and Trump
people,
and just random
aliens.
things that, just who would be a better house guest? Biden or Trump?
I'm guessing the poll said Biden.
Yes, you're right. You're right on that one. Who would win at poker?
Give Trump the edge there.
Ding, 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 ding. Look at this guy. He's acing this test.
You are doing well, Shaw.
Who would give better financial advice?
Well, people don't like what's happening with the economy, so they're probably not going to get a lot of advice from Joe Biden. I'm going to suggest Donald Trump.
Ding, again. How about relationship advice? Which one would you go to for relationship advice? Like, she's not doing the Hawk Tua thing. How do I get her to do the Hawk Tua?
No, I don't think you're going to
Who
go
would you
that
go to,
advice,
Shaw?
But
I'm guessing they said Joe Biden.
They did say Biden. Parenting advice.
Not sure how that one might go.
What do you think?
I mean, they both have children, families. I don't know. That one might be pretty even.
Most people that responded to this poll about random things that Biden or Trump would be better at, most people said parenting advice would go to Biden. But he's got that thing with the kids, right? And the sniffing, right? Isn't that kind of, he does a weird sniffing thing, right?
Hair?
Yeah. And look, when it's a baby, got it. Baby smell, everybody does it, right?
That.
But like 12-year-olds that you don't know, you never met before, and you're sniffing them, what are you doing, bro? Who would be more likely to remember your birthday? Biden or Trump?
Neither? Neither option?
People's answered Trump. I don't know why we even bother remembering, because Facebook does it all for me now.
That's true.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't even need to remember my best friend's birthday. Facebook reminds me. Reminds me of my birthday. Says, hey, your birthday's coming up. No bleep. Who'd be better at keeping a secret? Biden or Trump?
What'd they say? The people said...
People said Biden. I wouldn't give it to that guy. I don't know. He doesn't seem like...
Trump would say,
Wow.
take it to the grave. Is that...
And how important is the secret?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Is it just my recipe for brownies? You know what I mean? Or is it something actually
Right.
secret, like the nuke codes? I don't know. Who would survive longer on a deserted island, Trump or Biden?
Trump.
You're in agreement with the rest of the people. They all said Trump. Who would be more like... Again, this is a legitimate polling company asking voters if Biden or Trump would be better at 20 random things. This is just some of them. Who would be more likely to return a lost wallet? Like they're walking down the street, they see a wallet. Yeah. Oh, geez, this is Rob from Halifax. I got to get it back to him.
I don't know. Trump is rich. Does he even bother to bend over and pick it up, or, you know?
People said Biden would do it.
Okay. He'd return it. Supposedly.
Excuse me, Mr. Secret Service man. We're going to have to take a detour from today's plans. I have to return this wallet to Rob in Halifax. Let's get on Air Force One and head there right now.
Rob's
I
waiting
know
for
I was
it.
supposed to have a press conference and I was supposed to solve the crisis in the Middle East, but I
have his wallet.
I really got to get Rob's wallet back to him. Got to reunite these two lost souls. Who would win at pub trivia? The Brad Williams special.
Right.
Who would win?
Trivia.
Gosh, I don't know. Guess I'd go Biden.
People say Trump.
Trump.
Speaking of that, we were on the Cape, for our last two
your
nights.
Vacation.
And one of the nights we went out, and it was the night of the Celtics game, and
There was pub trivia?
Well, there was pub trivia in a brewery, the Cape Cod Beer Company, and we went over there, and they were doing pub trivia right before the game. And we walked in, and the first question was like, "What's the animal on the back of a $1 bill?" And it's one of those stupid useless pieces of trivia that I have in my brain, and I saw it on the screen. I'm like, oh, it's a spider. And I said it out loud, and everybody looks over at me.
You're not supposed
and
to
the guy
give
who was
the
hosting,
answers.
he's like, dude. And I was like, sorry.
Couldn't help yourself.
Couldn't. No. I had already had a few, so I was feeling it. Who would be better doing? Who would be better at doing celebrity impressions?
Ugh.
Well, Trump does a lot of impressions.
Mm-hmm.
Trump can impersonate himself. That would be funny. Here's some Donald Trump, and I'm going to do this. But, like, would Trump do a good Madden, like Frank Caliendo?
Somehow I think he'd be better than Biden at impressions.
Who would win in a dance-off?
Oh, boy.
Didn't Trump already kind of dance, right? When him and Hillary when he was walking around. Remember when he was walking around?
Yeah.
Didn't he do like a little kind of a
On
shuffle?
the debate stage, yeah.
He did a little thing.
Like a stage shuffle?
Almost like a Irish jig. It was like a weird old man Irish jig thing. Trump, by the way, got the most votes in that question.
The dance-off. He wins.
Speaking of brownies, who would win in a bake-off? Biden or Trump?
I don't know. Where's Hillary Clinton and her cookies?
Yeah.
I'm not eating her cookies. Who knows what the hell she put in there?
Pie, cake, muffins, bread. What do you think, Shaw?
I don't know. I don't see either of them having many baking skills.
People said Biden would come out on top. And last but not least, who would handle really spicy food better?
Oh, wow.
Like
these
the
are
Hot
really-
Ones show with the wings and all
These
that
are-
stuff? Who would
these are
handle
random.
it, Shaw?
I don't see either of them taking on Joey Chestnut anytime soon.
Well, I think the spicy food might put an end to Joe Biden. Like, he might get one of them wings, and he's one of those people that you hear about in the news, like, local man didn't survive eating that chip.
Well, you would.
I'd have to go home. I'd be at home for the weekend. People, by the way, responded with Trump, the majority of people in these polls. But, yeah. Presidential debate tonight on all the major networks. Drinking games abound all over the internet.
Yes. Speaking order and podium position was decided by a coin flip. Biden will stand on the right-hand side of the stage, and Trump will get the last word at the debate tonight, apparently.
It's the last word.
The last word.
Here it comes.
Microphones off, apparently. Control by the guys
I completely can see them yelling at each other with the microphone off. I can totally see that.
I can also.
They need to do what they do on Family Feud, where they put the headphones on and you can't hear the answers. You know what I mean? And then they bring them
put
out.
in a silent booth.
We surveyed 100 people and we asked them, "What's the strangest place you ever made whoopee?" We're gonna put your sister's
sound
answers on the
booth,
board. Yeah,
yeah,
they put the blindfold on, the whole nine. Yeah, you do one of those? No,
It's not your turn.
no. All right. Tonight's on television. Be care. There's so much other crap to watch and do. Whatever. I'll get the highlights tomorrow. Right now, it's Rob Zombie.
Rock Mornings on 95.7 The Rock.
Rob Zombie, Dragula, Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. The Brewers getting a 6-5 extra innings win over the Rangers yesterday to complete the sweep. They've now won 4 in a row, and they're off today before opening up a 3-game series at home against the Cubs tomorrow night at 7:10. Hawks taking forward Zachary Risache with the first pick in the 2024 NBA draft. The draft continues this afternoon on ESPN. This is kind of cool. Cleveland Guardians prospect. I'm going to mess up this name really bad. Jhonkensy Noel. So his first name is Jhonkensy, and it's spelled Jhonkensy. And I think that's how you pronounce it. Jhonkensy, and his last name is Noel. And he just got called up to the majors. His first at bat. You got to Google this guy. Go ahead and give him a Google.
Okay.
Jhonkensy. Once you Google that, it'll pop up. His first Major League Baseball at bat. His first ever swing. Throws the bat 100 feet. Comes right out of his hands, right? Too much power. Goes sliding down that third base line. Almost hits the third base coach. Second ever swing, 400-foot plus rocket for a home run in his first ever MLB at bat. So he sees 2 pitches in his first ever MLB at bat. The first swing, bat comes sliding out of his hands, goes sailing through the air,
That was
down
a
the third
warm-up.
base line.
Warm up.
Second swing, boom, yard. Apparently this guy hits dingers, like big
That's
time.
his thing.
Oh, power upon power. Somebody said, I saw a tweet, said he hit one over 500 feet. It was like, the guy said it was like watching McGuire. Violent swing.
Wow.
The way they did. Yeah. So if you haven't seen it yet, he plays for the Cleveland Guardians, and his name is John Kenzie Noel, and is at first at bat in the major leagues. His bat goes flying in the first swing, second swing, the ball goes flying. It's pretty cool. Elsewhere, it's been a week for Triple H.
Time to play the game.
What'd he do?
He did all the things, man.
What do you mean, all the things?
WWE announcing earlier this week a unique partnership with the Indiana Sports Corporation that will see WrestleMania, SummerSlam, and Royal Rumble all head to Indianapolis Lucas Oil Stadium over the next couple of years. The relationship begins on February 1st of next year with the Royal Rumble, which officially kicks off the road to WrestleMania. Lucas Oil Stadium will also host a future two-night SummerSlam and a future two-night WrestleMania as part of the deal. Those dates still yet to be determined. Additionally, Raw, SmackDown, NXT, and WWE live events will emanate from arenas all across Indiana, including Indianapolis, Fort Wayne, and Evansville. Big, huge deal for the WWE, bringing wrestling to Indianapolis and the surrounding areas. Also, Monday Night Raw moving to Netflix next year, and Triple H
Yeah, I heard about that.
said the show will no longer have censors over explicit fan chants or promos. So when The Rock wants to drop an F-bomb in one of his promos, The Rock will certainly put an F-bomb in one of his promos. There's probably going to be a lot of swearing going on. I'm going to kick the crap out of you.
Yeah.
We're not going to be saying crap anymore.
No, we can say we're pulling back the covers.
He was on with, what's his nuts, McAfee, and he said, Netflix is a completely different animal. It's a streaming service. How are commercials going to work? How are breaks going to work? What's the length of time? What are the restrictions? What are not restrictions? Just as an example, us being on Fox, if the crowd chants holy bleep or something much worse, they just take the audio out. Sometimes they take the picture and the audio off and it's just a black screen, right? If somebody flashes or if somebody's got a sign that's a bit offensive. He says The Rock comes in and you sort of can't tell The Rock what to do. What are you going to tell him? So if he sort of does what he wants to do, we won't have those issues with Netflix.
Do whatever he wants to do.
Wrestling nerds are very excited about this move to Netflix. Uncensored WWE, the Attitude Era is coming back. Finally, the Attitude Era has come back to wrestling. I'm going to kick the crap out of you. Full-grown men don't say that to each other.
I'm coming in to kick the crap out of you.
Good news, though, for WWE. Looks like things are pointing, obviously the Vince McMahon scandal and all that stuff still, simmering there underneath, but it seems like trying to rise out of the ashes and do good things for the company as a whole. We'll get to, Pearl Jam here in just a couple of minutes. We've also got some Nickelback coming up. I'll try to get some of that Warrant for Doc as well. Somebody said, how about some Dirty Little Mind by Jackal? My request to win the gift card. I frequent lacrosse quite often, but they're from Eau Claire. Thank you very much for the request. I'll try to get to that Jackal in a bit as well.
Thank you.
Rock Mornings with Brian, Gene, and Shaw.
Now, an ordinary kid on the debate.
Listen, my grandpa's already had this debate over Thanksgiving dinner. If the one tonight doesn't include somebody chucking a full bowl of cranberry sauce across the table, what are we even doing? Don't get me wrong. I love my grandpas. Do I think they should have the nuclear codes? No. Biden and Trump are so old. Why don't they just get a place in Florida and play golf every day? Oh, actually, one of them already does that. Are they even going to discuss the globalization paradox? The fundamental contradictions of the modern state and capitalism and its ever-increasing effect on economic and socio-political policy? That's what keeps me up at night. I guess it doesn't matter. I'm going to vote for Taylor Swift. Or whoever changes my bedtime to 9:15.
This has been an ordinary kid on the debate.
Man. I didn't get to stay up till 9:15 until I was in my teens.
Shaw tonight, maybe sit back with a cocktail, and every time Trump says crooked or Biden says, come on, man, you're supposed to take a sip.
I've seen a lot of different drinking games on the interwebs. I got one. Every time Biden makes a moderately self-depreciating joke about his age, but manages to lose the thread and stumble over the punchline, take a drink. You're going to need to make it through this nightmare.
When either candidate uses a 3-letter acronym like FBI, IRS, CDC, take a drink, Shaw.
Every time Trump mentions golf tournaments, or golf resorts, measure exactly 4 shots of whiskey, but write down 2 strokes on your scorecard because you own the damn bottle, and who's going to tell you that shots from the sand actually do count?
That's right.
And speaking of strokes, anytime you're not 100% sure Biden isn't currently, at this very moment, in the middle of this debate, experiencing one, take a sip.
Now, Shaw, you can go ahead and finish all the liquor in your cabinet if Trump and Biden actually agree on anything tonight.
That's true.
So you can just finish the whole bottle.
Mm-hmm.
So what time is this debate?
I want to say 8 o'clock.
Yeah, 8 o'clock.
I'm pretty sure.
I think, it's either 7 or 8 on our time. It'll be on all the major networks.
Everything.
Yeah. ABC, Fox, all that stuff.
But it'll be called the CNN presidential debate. In past debates, it's been the Presidential Commission on Debates that has put these together, but that's not the case for this debate.
Okay.
And unlike past debates, as we mentioned earlier this morning, no crowd. They will not be seated. They'll be at podiums. The podiums were determined by a coin flip.
Yes.
No, I want the left one. I want the right one. And then also whoever speaks last was determined by a coin flip. And their mics will be off in between. So unless they shout at each other from across the room, there will not be any interrupting. And we're going to have a moderator?
2
moderators.
Okay.
From CNN.
Gotcha. So we know Jake? Oh, Wolf Blitzer? Wolfie's going to be there? Oh, man.
That's Jake.
That's Jake.
Yes,
Jake.
Wolf. Oh, yeah. Sorry, Jake. I'm looking at the thing over here. Sorry, Jake. I'm looking at this thing over here. I got to get it now. Hold on.
That was Bernie Sanders.
Yeah, I got to find it.
And he's going to be at a rally in Madison, I think, this weekend.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to Orlando next week. I'll tell you one of the issues that concerns me, Jake.
That's where they're going. Isn't that good enough for you?
No, what's good enough for me is it's not a game, Jake. And when we do that, Jake, you're going to have a lot of enthusiasm.
Wolf.
I am sorry. Wolf. I'm looking at the side over there.
Do you have confidence in the way?
Look,
Hillary...
Jake, all I can tell you
Jake.
is...
you think they should go
Jake, you're asking me questions. What do I know?
What do I know, Jake? What do I know?
Wolfie, actually.
He has such a recognizable name as well. Wolf. Beard. How many other people do you know called Wolf?
Right.
I don't know any. There's the one dude. And you called him like such a weird... It wasn't even close. It'd be one thing if you call him Wolf or Will.
This thing's going to go on for 90 minutes tonight?
90 minutes, yes.
Okay.
It's going to be a long 90 minutes, huh?
That'll be long.
The liquor cabinet's going to be empty.
I'll just get the highlights in the morning.
I told you. Start with the whole bottle, probably. Pull it out.
Courtney texted and said, is the debate recorded? It's way past their bedtimes. So there's that. What else is happening in the world today?
Well, the Mississippi River may start to go down today in La Crosse after reaching 14.12 feet this morning. That's more than 2 feet above flood stage. Forecasters say the water rose a full foot since Tuesday, but they expect the river to largely remain close to its current level for about the next week. A flood warning is in place for the Mississippi River in La Crosse until further notice. Meanwhile, towns upriver from La Crosse are expecting to see the water rise even more. The river level could go up another foot or so at both Hastings and Red Wing. A counselor at Wisconsin's troubled youth prison has been declared brain dead after a fight with a 16-year-old inmate. Corey Prolks was declared dead on Tuesday. He was injured during a fight on Monday night at Lincoln Hills Copper Lake Schools.
So that's like a troubled teen school?
Yes, it's basically a prison.
Okay.
The 16-year-old apparently planned the attack after accusing a female guard of treating him unfairly. The inmate threw a cup of soap at that guard and then began punching her. Proles then tried to render aid and was punched himself. He went limp and hit his head on the pavement. The inmate is now accused of reckless homicide, felony murder, and 2 counts of battery by a prisoner. Governor Evers has ordered flags throughout the state to be flown at half-staff through sunset tonight. The man accused of killing Madeline Kingsbury of Winona will have his pretrial hearings in December. Although attorneys successfully argued suspect Adam Fravel could not get a fair trial in Winona County, forcing the trial to be moved elsewhere, the pretrial hearings will still take place in Winona County. It's not yet clear where in Minnesota the trial itself will be held. Fravel is facing first-degree murder charges. He was Kingsbury's ex-boyfriend and the father of her 2 children. He remains jailed in Winona. A body has been recovered from the Eau Claire River. The body was found Tuesday along the river in the town of Lincoln after a kayaker spotted the body. The body's now been identified as Robert Hansen of Eau Claire. They say he had gone fishing when he somehow went underwater. Cooley Region Brewers fans got quite a treat at yesterday's game. About 20 busloads of Brewer fans made the trek to American Family Field for the annual lacrosse day at the park. Fans got to see a grand slam, an inside the park home run, and a Brewers win. The Brewers won 6-5 thanks to Jake Bauer's grand slam and Jackson Churio's inside the park homer. Former lacrosse center manager Art Fahey threw out the first pitch.
Hell yeah.
And for the cherry on top of lacrosse day, Lacrosse's Bluffside Tavern was named the Miller Lite Tavern of the game.
Hey.
And will receive 40 tickets to a future game.
Nice.
Yeah.
Ice
Lacrosse
cold
was
mugs.
all over that place
Ice
yesterday.
cold mugs. Well, it was lacrosse area day, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it was good to see Art out there throwing some smoke. Give him the high heat. Forget about the curveball, Ricky. Give him the heater. Can you identify that film?
Yes. I
Not
did.
you, Gene, who failed miserably yesterday.
I didn't fail, Shaw.
She failed.
Did the person win?
Fail. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
why you failed. This dude got $70 in my morning show money. Can you identify that movie that I just quoted?
It's a
That Sean
baseball movie.
Forget about the curveball, Ricky. Give him the heater. I even did the voice.
She's drawing a blank.
It's a baseball movie.
Yes. Very popular baseball movie. Very funny baseball.
There's like 4 that you could choose from right now.
It's not Field of Dreams.
Not Sandlot.
Okay. Tom Hanks, no crying in baseball. It's not that
That's
one.
the one I said yesterday.
I know that. That's what I'm saying. You can't even draw from yesterday's memory
Is
about.
it Major League?
Oh, from the roof. Very nice.
Is Euchre in that one?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ball 8.
Tried for the corner. This was yesterday's quote, Shaw. Let's see if you can get it. You ready? All right, here it comes.
Well, Mamo, I guess it's just you and me and your balls and this drawer.
Ouch. I don't know that one.
That is one of the most famous actors of all time. Did you recognize the voice
I
at
didn't.
least? Really?
Probably turn my headphones up. I'd have a better shot at it.
Yeah.
You want to hear it again?
You know the voice.
Do I?
That part, yeah. Oh, yeah.
You want to hear it one more time?
Okay.
All right, listen closely. This is from yesterday.
Well, Mamo, I guess it's just you and me and your balls and this drawer.
That sounded like, with Tom Hanks.
It is Tom Hanks.
Okay. But I'm not sure what movie that was from.
So I said
League of Their Own.
League of Their Own.
Well, he was in that movie.
And there's balls and drawers.
Yeah, that's true.
There's no balls and
Wait till
drawers.
you find out what dumb movie
It's a
this is.
movie of women playing baseball. There's he's the only man.
It's balls.
Other than Squiggy.
There's balls.
Squiggy's in it. He's the only
So I
other
was
guy.
wrong. Because you know what dumb movie it was, Shaw, that nobody knows except Brian ever?
What?
Dragnet.
Oh, Dragnet. Wow.
Yeah, Tom Hanks, Dan Aykroyd.
Yeah, remember
I think,
that, Shaw? No.
Dabney Coleman was in it. He
Well, I
was
know
a
they
smut-
made a movie, but I couldn't
And
offer
you
a single
could
quote.
quote it?
They were trying to play good cop, bad cop, and Tom Hanks was going to slam this guy's balls in the drawer. You don't remember that scene? No?
No, I don't think I saw the movie. But
Neither did Gene. Apparently, I'm the only one.
The story you are about to see is true.
Can't believe she didn't know it.
The names have been changed to protect the innocent.
They put a bunch of drugs in a huge snake. They got to save the virgin, Connie Swale. No? You remember that?
No.
All right. Shaw would have failed yesterday, too. You guys always let me down.
See?
Always a letdown, you two. This is for our listener who is from Eau Claire, don't know your name.
Dirty little mind, dirty little mind.
Spent a lot of time in lacrosse, wanted to hear some Jackal, so here you go. By the way,
Yes, please.
they're coming to lacrosse as well in August. More info on that in just a bit.
Rock Mornings on your rock station.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. That is for Kurt. As in Curdy Little Minds. That was from him, not me. Got a request for Jackal, Dirty Little Minds. Kurt said, thanks for playing it. I frequent lacrosse quite often, but he's from Eau Claire. You know who else has a Dirty Little Minds?
Who?
What's one move in bed that makes a man go crazy every time?
Oh,
That
you
do?
gotta give him that huck to and spit on that thing. You get me?
$65,000 in merch so far this week. Supposedly she sold.
Moving merch. Well, you got to strike while the iron's hot because next week it's going to be gone. It'll linger for a little bit. There'll still be some, but like all the memes have been done. You know what I mean? Like all the ones that you're going to see that are new have been out there. The videos are coming out now with the AI stuff, the AI country song that we listened to earlier today from my buddy Josh. But in terms of its viral nature, that's why it's viral. It burns quick. Yeah. So strike quickly if you're going to try to make some money. Sell some hats, maybe some T-shirts.
$65,000.
The only reason it'll catch fire again is because she'll do an interview. Yeah. You know what I mean? She'll get on a podcast or something like that, and it'll come around again for a little while. But
bubble up.
It won't be as popular unless she says something else crazy, and we'll see. Kurt, thanks for the request. I'm glad you heard it and you enjoyed it. Jackal, of course, coming to town here in La Crosse. August, when are they, 16 or 17?
They are
Saturday?
17, yep.
So Friday night, August 16th, and Saturday, August 17th, Southside Oktoberfest grounds. It's the Big River Rally, a motorcycle rally with rides, beers, music, food, vendors, veterans breakfast, stunt shows. There's going to be all sorts of veteran stuff going on. I know we've got, flag presentations and all sorts of other stuff. It's a really cool event, and there's more and more information every day getting posted online at bigriverrally.com. You can, of course, go there to buy tickets. Your tickets include both nights.
Yeah, so I was just telling somebody about this yesterday, and they were like, really? So for $30 on Friday night, we've got some opening bands. We've got Greg Cheech Hall and the Weathered Pigs and Blue Collar 40, Derek Ramner Race, and Jackal and Buck Cherry. $30 both nights, all the entertainment, plus all the other stuff that you mentioned on the grounds. For the Big River Rally. Guided rides on Friday afternoon.
I know Jesse's gonna lead one of the rides.
Jesse James Dupree from Jackal is going to be in town. He's going to be doing a whiskey signing.
Yes, I think Bill Michaels might be involved in one of the rides as well, the big unit.
Yeah, he's coming to do the ride as well on Saturday morning. That's when the whiskey signing will be. So bigriverrally.com.
Yeah, get all your info there. Get your tickets there as well.
Veterans breakfast tickets are on sale.
Thank you, Kurt. Check out bigriverrally.com for all the details. We'll get to some Bush in just a bit.
More of your rock mornings coming up in just a bit.
Speaking of bands that'll be in our area, it's Bush. Coming to La Crosse on Saturday, August 3rd with Jerry Cantrell, Candlebox, and Tim Montana. Part 2 of the Ultra Rock Summer Concert Series at Copeland Park and Event Center. Get tickets online at copelandevents.com. Bush. It's going to be a good one. 25 years young today. He played Carl on The Walking Dead. His real name is Chandler Riggs, and he's 25. Carl. Speaking of memes.
Yes, that's one.
There was a lot of Carl memes for a little while. Carl. Also having a birthday today, turning 35, is Neville Longbottom from the Harry Potter films. His real name is Matthew Lewis, and women apparently appreciate his photos on the internet because he went from geek to chic, from hottie to naughty, or naughty to hottie, or whatever. He had a glow up.
He glowed up.
He glowed up. He went from kind of a bucktooth, kind of a doughy kid to like a man, like a man. I think abs. I think he's got abs. Yeah, when you get abs, you get to be a man. Unlike my fat ass.
Six-pack.
Yeah. So there's that. 35 for Matthew Lewis. Tobey Maguire, 49 years young today. He, of course, was Spider-Man back in the day. Spider-Man, do whatever a spider can. Showed up in the Spider-Verse, right?
Good actor.
The meme, they're all pointing at each other.
Yeah.
Look out. There goes the Spider-Man. Tobey Maguire, 49. J.J. Abrams, the director, is 58. He created Alias and Lost. He also directed The Force Awakens and The Rise of Skywalker. Directed those new Star Trek films and also Mission Impossible 3. Ross Perot.
Is alive?
No, he's dead.
I was going to say.
Former presidential candidate, born on this day in 1930, died in 2019.
But in all fairness, on Saturday Night Live, we do everyone. We do Bill Clinton. We do Ross Perot. Of course, I did do Ross Perot. And here is the deal. Sing. Now, he's got one eye almost shut like that. Sing. Here it is. Now, Christmas season. Isn't this nice? I love those Christmas songs. Rudolph, the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Now, what the hell is a red-nosed reindeer?
Dana Carvey doing Ross Perot. on SNL way back in the day. I don't want to know about nothing until I can touch it, taste it, smell it, see it pass through my lower intestines. June 27th, 1829, 195 years ago, a British scientist named James Smithson died and left his entire fortune to the United States in order to establish the Smithsonian Institute. It has a chapter in Milwaukee known as the Jacksonian Institute.
I'm very excited to be going to
That's an inside joke, by the way.
A couple of those. I know.
You know, but people listening are like, what? Yeah, you're going to D.C.
I am.
You going to the Smithsonian?
Yes.
Did you get one of those city passes where they get you can get like a booklet and it gets you cheap entry to like.
I haven't gotten those yet, but a lot of the
check
stuff
it out
is free.
because like when you go to a major city like Chicago, Boston, LA, whatever, New York, if you're going to D.C., they probably have something like that where you can get a booklet and then like most of the major touristy stuff they'll give you like percentage off or something off in the gift shop, whatever. Smithsonian Institute.
I'm excited to see that.
51 years ago today, 1973, James Bond film Live and Let Die in theaters. Paul McCartney. Covered by Guns N' Roses. I think that was Roger Moore, wasn't it? Live and Let Die. Wasn't that Roger Moore? Also in theaters on this day in 1986, the David Bowie movie Labyrinth. I never got into that. A lot of people love it. I just... 1990, Tom Cruise in a NASCAR in theaters called Days of Thunder.
And Rubin's son is racing.
Rubin is racing. Robert Duvall. Let you know that. Rubin is racing. Days of Thunder in theaters on this day in 1990. 1997, Nicolas Cage and John Travolta face off in theaters. Crazy plot. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to cut their faces off and swap them.
Switch faces.
In 97. Oh, sure.
Sure.
That's totally something that could happen in 97.
Well, face transplants, that feels like
you know what those look like? They look like a gorilla got at it.
Face transplants.
Look, I'm happy for them they got the face, but it doesn't look...
Face Off.
Yeah.
I'll take your face and put it on my face and you take my face.
The movie Face Off in theaters in 97. Perhaps the best zombie film of all time came out on this day in 2003. It is 28 Days Later. The zombies run.
The fast ones.
Hello! Jim looking for people after he gets up in the hospital. Hello! Meat mailer. Yeah. No thanks. They spit vomit and blood all over you.
Yeah, they don't seem to be slowed down by much.
No thank you. 2007, Bruce Willis, Live Free or Die Hard.
Who is this man? He's my... Hey, dump truck. I'm not his dad. I'm a cop. How about that?
Oh,
police
a cop. I'm sorry. Thank you very much. Why'd you bring a cop into my command center?
Command center. It's a basement.
Little Kevin Smith, Justin Long. Fire sale, trying to stop the country. Shut down the internet and all the utilities, and Bruce Willis kicked a lot of ass. Live Free or Die Hard. And in 2008, the movie Wall-E in theaters, Pixar's. Wall-E and Eva.
Mm-hmm.
That's so sad. Fell in love, though.
Yep.
There you go. Some stuff that happened and some birthdays. We got, let's see, what do we got? We got Shaw coming up again in just a bit. Bad News, Happy Music, the friggin' sports as well. Stick around.
Rock Mornings. On air, online, on the app.
So I lost 7.2 pounds in 7 days. Other benefits I've experienced throughout the week: a curb to my appetite, a decrease in my cravings for sweet things, higher energy levels throughout the day, and less bloating.
Ugh, I hate these people. I don't know why I play this audio. All it does is make me mad. Idiot people on TikTok and any, choose your form of social media, Shaw. But, they think they're Vasco da Gama and they discovered something. You know what I mean?
What? What is it?
They're drinking rice water.
Rice water.
Like they cook their rice, they cool the water, and then they drink it?
TikTokers are promoting Rice Zempic. A concoction of rice water and then lime juice as a cheap alternative to medications like Ozempic. You do understand that medications change your internal stuff. It messes around with all the stuff in your... Rice Zempic just goes in your gut and then you poop it out. That's all it does. It's just food.
Is it?
There's nothing in there. There's no science. It's just rice, water, and lime juice. There's nothing happening there in your brain or in your
Starchy,
cells.
perhaps. I could see that.
Some TikToker claiming she lost 7 pounds in a week using it. Yeah, because you're not eating real food. You're drinking rice water in the morning, and that's it. I would lose 7 pounds in a week, too, if I drank nothing but rice water in the morning. It's not that scientific. You didn't discover anything. Good Lord. These people infuriate me with their stupidity.
Starchy Shaw, maybe some amino acids from the rice, maybe, and that seeps out.
That might fill you up, and so you're less likely to eat real food.
Yes, I could see that.
Ozempic is a drug. It tricks your mind into thinking your gut is full. It has nothing to do with actual rice water. Oh, my God. I hate these people. Why do we allow them to do things? By the way, today is National Ice Cream Day, speaking of food. Ice Cream Cake Day, National Ice Cream Cake Day. National Onion Day. National PTSD Awareness Day. By the way, if you know someone who has PTSD, maybe don't watch that movie Civil War. One of our relatives is a former combat photographer.
It's not for...
And he suffers from PTSD, from all the, all the stuff that he saw, because he had to take pictures of all the awful stuff when he was, overseas. And I said to my wife, I'm like, make sure your cousin doesn't watch this, because this is not for him.
Triggering.
Also National Bingo Day today. So if you're looking to yell bingo.
Want to go out, Shaw? Want to go to the Lions Club or something? We can
play some bingo?
Everybody, dude, you don't have to go to like a VFW. Everybody's doing bingo. It's everywhere now.
So
Bars
hot,
are doing
hot,
it.
Hot shots. Hot.
Yeah, and it feels like it's only from the last couple of years, right? It feels like maybe in the last 5 years it's become
I played
a thing.
it at a coffee shop a couple months ago with my daughter and won a coffee mug.
Nice.
Speaking of Onion Day, did you hear about this onion drink?
No.
You were gone.
The coffee onion drink?
Another go figure TikTok stupid thing.
I don't want that. This rice water thing, though.
There's somebody out there that's claiming that the hottest drink of the summer is an onion drink, where you basically take scallions and you muddle them, and then you pour in an iced latte or something, and then you top it with more scallions, and then you drink it. I don't think it has any benefits other than you get to eat onions, but yeah, these are the people on social media trying to convince you to do stuff. Drink rice water to lose weight and drink onion drinks. I think I'm good. We got bad news, happy music coming up. What are we looking at?
Oh, an update on the man who killed his friend because he believed the friend ordered Bigfoot to eat him.
Oh, the summoning guy? Right? Wasn't he thought he was summoning Bigfoot?
Yes, correct.
Oh, like some
we
kind
got the resolution of that
Some
story.
kind of seance?
Like calling Bigfoot from the woods?
We got the HOA lady?
We do.
All right. We got the Roundup lady?
I don't have the Roundup lady, although I
Okay.
saw that, but
All right. Maybe Roundup lady will be tomorrow. I'm ready for both the HOA lady and the Roundup lady.
Nice.
All right, we'll get to bad news, happy music in a bit. Also, the friggin' sports is coming up. We'll do that after AC/DC. It's TNT.
Rock Mornings with Brian, Gene, and Shaw.
It can't be bargained with. It can't be reasoned with. It doesn't feel pity or remorse or fear, and it absolutely will not stop. Ever. Until you are dead.
I'm not saying Al Michaels is trying to kill people, but maybe AI Al Michaels is. You know how I feel about AI.
What is AI Al Michaels doing?
He's doing NBC coverage for Olympics this summer.
Yeah, so is Snoop. Oh, can't get enough.
No, but it's not even Al Michaels. It's just AI Al Michaels.
It's AI Al Michaels is doing coverage?
Al Michaels coming back for NBC's Olympic coverage, but not the real Al Michaels. I don't know if he was too busy, didn't want to travel. They weren't going to pay him enough. They're doing an AI-generated version of Al who will give Olympic updates for Peacock subscribers, and they'll be able to customize your feed to focus on the sports you care about, plus things like viral moments, athlete backstories, or other categories. Fake Al, by the way, will also address you by name.
Like, hi, Brian.
Yeah.
How are you doing today?
Hi, Brian. Here's the things you requested from Fake Al, AI generated.
So it's your daily Olympic recap?
The real Al Michaels, of course, had to sign off on this. And
Oh, yeah.
he
Probably had
says,
to voice a bunch of stuff so it could match
he says, when I was approached about this, I was skeptical, but obviously curious. Then I saw a demonstration detailing what they had in mind. I said, I'm in. So when the nukes get launched during the Paris Olympics, we'll know it's because AI Al Michaels got a hold of the codes.
So he's in with these coverage recaps made by AI Al Michaels.
Yeah. I'm going to stick with Snoop, who, by the way, hilarious. Did you see him running? Did you see him running?
Dude, he makes me laugh so much.
He's great.
Oh.
We need more of that. I want to see more Olympics like that.
Snap!
I
Are
want
they supposed to jump the hurdle like that?
I want to see regular people go up against Olympians. And I know the Olympians won't do it because they obviously want to compete against the best, and it's real to them. But to see how much faster Sha'Carri Richardson is than you, right? An average human woman versus Sha'Carri Richardson, the fastest woman on the planet.
Ugh.
It would be hilarious. You're just back there giving up. All right, F it. I'm done. I got to go grocery shopping.
That horse is cryptid.
Yeah. Or to see me go up against the shot put guy. You know what I mean? That'd be hilarious.
Right, your shot put goes like...
Yeah. I couldn't even get out of that circle that you spin around in. This guy's throwing it into Italy.
Running the 200 meter at the Olympic trials, Snoop.
Get my wife in the pool against Katie Ledecky. Well, she lapped her again. Actually, that and
other
my wife actually swam in high school. That was
she's completely stopped moving. That other woman.
I think she's sinking to the bottom. Oh, there goes Katie to save her. All right, thank you, Katie. Yeah, regular people versus Olympians. I know they did some version of that on Fox with man versus animal type stuff, but it would be funnier to see a regular dude
versus an Olympian.
Yeah. AI Al Michaels coming to the Olympics.
I'll
stick with Snoop.
Me too. So fun.
Do they have a schedule out for him yet as to what things he's going to be on or what time? Is it?
I don't know.
Is it just sort of when he feels like it?
I think he's doing, quite a bit.
I know they got him very involved this year as opposed to just on the internet, which he was doing last time with Kevin Hart.
Yeah, more than that.
Okay,
because
I think prime time. He's actually going to be on during
the steeplechase yesterday.
Oh God!
Is he supposed to jump like that? Oh, he makes me laugh.
Foo Fighters in a couple of minutes, and Bad News, Happy Music coming up next.
Rock Mornings, only on 95.7 The Rock.
You're about to enter a beautiful, exciting, wonderful new world.
A cockroach living in your nostril.
Now that's just nasty.
Add in some haven't pooped for 30 days.
Poop is raining from the ceilings. Poop.
And sprinkle in some #Florida Man for flavor.
Florida Man.
Florida Man. Florida Man.
Florida Man. Florida Man.
Florida Man.
Florida Man quits his Burger King job, steals all of their chicken nuggets.
It's bad news.
Bad news.
With happy music.
Let's rock.
On a Thursday, a sunny, nice Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
Rain tomorrow, right? What all day or what's the
there's a 70% chance of seeing rain tomorrow, but only half an inch. So.
Okay, so not much.
No, not much.
I got 81%. It looks like maybe rain all day, but not much.
And it looks to be drying out for the most part for the weekend. Just a very slight chance Saturday, sunny and 72 Sunday. So,
nice.
Yeah.
Bad news, what do we got?
Well, a Vermont man who was arrested for allegedly flipping off a trooper has now settled a lawsuit against the Vermont State Police. It was in 2018 that Gregory Bombard was pulled over by the trooper for allegedly giving him a middle finger, something Bombard denies. In a lawsuit later filed by the ACLU, the group says that after he was detained in question, he swore and did give the trooper the finger. The trooper arrested him for disorderly conduct, a charge that was ultimately dismissed a year later. In the lawsuit, the ACLU said the initial stop not only violated Bombard's rights to be free from unreasonable search and false arrest, but also giving the middle finger is free expression, protected by the First Amendment.
Get over it, you big baby.
As part of the settlement, Bombard receives $100,000 in damages and $75,000 in legal fees.
Good for him. Stupid middle finger cop guy.
An unwelcome visitor crashed a celebration of a California couple and their family the other day, leaving their minivan wrecked beyond repair. It's a summer vacation wildlife encounter that Eric Idens captured on video at a campground and posted to social media. He said, I noticed there was something moving in the car. And then I said, holy cow, there's a bear in our car.
In the car?
In the van, yeah. The bear that ventured into their van, which was unlocked for convenience while the family was camping, required some human help to get out. A California Highway Patrol officer, along with a park ranger, are seen on video smashing out the van's windows before the bear burst free. The family was playing nearby along the lakeside, unaware that the bear had moseyed inside the minivan where they stored their food. Apparently, the syrup used on the family's morning pancakes proved to be irresistible to the creature. The bear did a fair share of damage. All of the family's camp-out food and other bear necessities are now a total loss. He basically destroyed the car and also defecated and urinated.
Oh, man, he had to poop in there, too?
Yeah, the bear break-in forced the family to cut their trip short by a few days, and they're now working with their insurance company to try and get a
How
replacement.
long was it in there? A long time?
Well, yeah, because once they spotted it, then they needed to get help getting it out.
You're not going over there doing it yourself. Hell no, you're letting some expert come in.
I shooed the bear away. I told him he was a naughty bear.
Yeah, he is a naughty bear. Did you see the video of the bear in the snack bar?
I did not.
Holy crap. So they got like a goulash or a lasagna or something in there, and this bear, it's at an amusement park, gets in the snack bar, and he's just having at it. He's got a handful of this stuff. He's looking around, and they're on the counter.
Standing up. He's standing up.
Yeah, and they're on the other side. The people videotaping, they're on the other side of the snack bar, like at the where you would be at a counter for the customer.
Sure.
And they're videotaping and talking and whatever. And then all of a sudden, some woman, the door was open because it was propped open by a broom, and it looked like somebody was coming back to get in and do some cleaning. Well, the woman who was coming back comes around the corner, doesn't realize the bear's there, and the bear turns around and goes for her. And she
fast.
Yeah. Oh, brutal. Dude, like snap of
so
the fingers.
Fast. It makes you go, I don't think I could do the bear thing.
She gets away from him. The bear scurries off. She comes back around, and then like you see her in the video come back in, and she's like checking her arm, but
she was fine for all intents and purposes.
Wow,
but that bear went so fast.
Wow.
It's like, okay, I wouldn't get away from one of those, I don't think.
A 20-year-old gamer from New Jersey is accused of flying nearly 1,000 miles to try to kill another gamer with a hammer because the two had gotten into an online altercation while playing video games.
Yeah, and he actually got to the guy, got in his house. And we talked about this yesterday. It was crazy.
Edward Kang, taken into custody in Florida, charged with attempted second-degree murder and armed burglary. Following the spat, he flew to Jacksonville, Florida, from Newark in New Jersey to assault the victim, who he'd never before met in person.
Yeah, and it's like some game that's going. It's not even going to be available anymore. They're like they're burying it. It's a game that's not popular, and these two are arguing about it.
Yeah, the victim said he was playing an online game, and as he went to the bathroom, and once he did that, he noticed a person standing with a hammer raised in the air in a strike position. The suspect, later found to be Edward Kang, hit the victim atop the head with his hammer several times. The victim's stepfather, was able to detain Kang until police arrived. They asked why he did it, and he replied, he's a bad person online. Deputies searched his motel room. They found a receipt from an Ace Hardware store for the hammer that was used in the attack. He's currently being held without bond.
Particularly noteworthy is that it originated from an online altercation. The suspect flew from Newark, New Jersey to Florida, apparently to confront the victim in person. The victim's stepfather reported being awakened by screams for help. When he went to see what was going on, he found his stepson on the ground, struggling with the attacker who was in possession of a hammer. The victim and the stepfather managed to disarm Kang and restrain him until our deputies arrived on scene.
Crazy.
Wow.
That guy had to go to a hardware store to get a hammer. Couldn't find a hammer anywhere.
He flew to New Jersey. You can't bring the hammer with you. You can't.
You can't bring a hammer, I suppose.
A respected philosophy professor who plunged to his death amid an investigation over sexual assault allegations.
Is the Gorge?
Yes. Apparently led an extremely kinky and illicit drug-taking double life behind closed doors.
What?
This is according to an escort who entered into a sex contract with a 77-year-old promising to, quote, make her daddy happy. Dr. John Forge, an honorary professor at the University of Sydney in Australia, who authored numerous books on morality and ethics, was found dead at the base of a gorge in Tasmania. This happened after a deputy knocked on his door to request he come to the police station for questioning. This Dr. Forge was facing allegations of sexual assault dating from 2019 to 2022 in New South Wales, Australia, and Tasmania. This escort had been in an 8-month financial arrangement with Dr. Forge after becoming one of her clients, and a handwritten contract outlined her duties. Above all, she will do everything she can to make her daddy happy, the note reads. She will do this by being a good, obedient girl. But above all, she will love him and try to please him in any way she can. Her daddy will have exclusive use of her body to do as he likes. She has a right to say what she wants, but daddy decides. In a disturbing role play video, he addresses the escort as if she were a student in one of his lectures, chastising her for her skimpy attire and the uncrossing of her legs. There's also video of this respected philosopher smoking a bong and snorting lines of a white powder that appears to be cocaine.
What was he a professor of?
Philosophy.
And morality?
Morality and ethics. He'd written books on morality and ethics.
Gotcha.
Those
I choose business ethics.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot to take out.
At least they
more than
found.
meets the eye.
At least they're consenting adults, and they found each other, and it wasn't,
Sounds like he threw himself to his death when he was about to get arrested and his secret life exposed.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying, like it, in terms of the two adults doing what two adults did, and that's fine.
Mm-hmm. It's often said when visiting another country, it's important to be acquainted with the laws of the land to avoid any trouble. Although it's good advice, it can be hard to know all the legal ins and outs of another country, especially one with traffic laws as subtle and minute as those in Japan. Unfortunately, this resulted in some legal troubles for one woman who took her suitcase out for a spin. It happened when the woman, a Chinese national studying in Japan, was caught riding her suitcase on the sidewalk. Now, this suitcase is equipped with wheels and an electric motor that allows her to reach speeds of up to 13 kilometers per hour or 8 miles per hour.
It's like that Florida woman.
Yeah.
Remember the one in the airport that got arrested that said, I'm not intoxicated?
Right.
That was her. She was on a motorized suitcase.
I'm not that intoxicated.
Yeah, you are.
This woman is denying charges and told police, I didn't think of it as a vehicle, so I didn't think I needed a license.
Well, I kind of think so, too.
Now, obviously,
can you steer it? You can't steer it.
No,
right?
I don't think it really. It just goes forward. They say you don't know. What the law is not a good legal defense, but it's easy to sympathize with this woman.
Yes.
Even Japanese people struggle with understanding the laws regarding which small vehicles like these require a license to operate and which don't. The general rule of thumb is that a vehicle with a maximum speed of 6 kilometers per hour, 3.7 miles an hour, is treated as a pedestrian rather than a vehicle. That's why old folks on mobility scooters don't get busted for operating what are technically scooter motorized devices. In the case of this woman's suitcase, it's said to be capable of going 13 kilometers per hour and therefore requires a license. It's important to note she didn't even have to be traveling that speed to be charged. The vehicle itself must be limited to a top speed of 6 kilometers per hour, or you would need a license. Back in 2022, a man named Larry Sanders of Oklahoma and his pal, Jimmy Knighton, were out fishing when something very strange and tragic happened. Sanders killed Knighton, and his motivation was that he believed Knighton was summoning Bigfoot to eat him. During the trial, Sanders claimed he spotted 3 Sasquatches on the riverbank and that the only thing that made sense is that his buddy had planned for the creatures to kill him. He said he acted out of survival mode. Now, a judge has sentenced Sanders to spend the rest of his life behind bars without the possibility of parole.
There are no abominable snowmen. There are no Sasquatches. There are no big feet.
And you can't call them either.
No, they're not summonable.
John Lithgow tried. He did. He gave it his all in that movie.
And you can add this to the list of reasons people don't like HOAs. A homeowner in Indiana caught a 74-year-old woman pooping on his side of the house twice. The first time, last month, he saw her on his lawn and later realized she'd left him a gift. He adjusted his surveillance camera to that spot, and sure enough, a few weeks later, she came back and did it again. This time, the act was caught on camera in broad daylight, and he took it to police.
Yeah, Gene was trying to be sympathetic. She's an old lady. And I'm like, I don't know, man. It sounds like she's been doing this for a while.
Yeah, the old lady is a retiree who lives in the area, and get this, she's a board member on the neighborhood HOA.
Shocking.
Police confronted her, and she
Used to be a board
initially
member.
denied it was her, but later admitted to it when they showed her the
video of
footage.
her doing it.
She told deputies she had no vendetta against the homeowner. She just had to use the restroom, but there may be more to it. The homeowner admitted he does have an ongoing issue with his neighborhood HOA, but he doesn't know any members of the HOA personally and didn't know this woman was connected to it. She has since stepped down. She's also been charged with 3 misdemeanors, criminal trespass, criminal mischief, and public nudity.
It's your go-to move, Shaw.
I guess.
Poop on your house.
Come on.
Oh, really? You're denying it? Well, let's take a look at the tape.
Is this you?
Oh, yeah.
What is that commercial with the red flag? What is that? If you had remember the commercials where with the red flag, the NFL referee shows up with the video.
Oh, we're gonna take another look at this.
The video review. We'll take
Under
another
review.
look. Yeah. Oh.
Is
here
this
are.
you? Oh,
yeah, it is you,
me.
actually.
Yeah.
It is you pooping
I thought
on my
maybe
house.
she was confused, but
No, she knows where she's pooping.
yeah. Weird.
You're 70. How many?
74.
74, and that's where you're at in your life. Is that you're
Upset about something?
you're upset, and so your move is to poop on their lawn. What are we doing?
Right.
What are we doing? How does it get to that? And you're on the board.
Yeah, and he didn't even know this woman. I mean,
right? Like, Jesus Christ.
Never had an issue with her personally.
People cannot deal with their lives being upset in the least bit. I'm the same way in the vehicle. I get it. I go crazy in the car. But I'm not going to follow someone to their house and then poop on their lawn because they cut me off or didn't merge properly. Jesus. Thank you, Shaw. Yeah. Bad news, happy music. Talk to Shaw tomorrow. Chili Peppers now can't stop. Won't stop.
Rock mornings. Monday to Friday, 6 to 9. Call.
Hello.
Email.
I tried emailing you.
Text. So many ways to check in with us.
Check.
We rely on you guys for traffic updates, requests, and all sorts of other stuff.
Check this out.
rockmornings.com. Visit the website for all of our contact information. You can listen to the program live at rockmornings.com. You can find out more about Simpsons Skip Day. Join me at the Eau Claire Express game on July 11th.
Brewery tour, too. We're
baseball. Yeah, well, we're going to do a little after game party, a little after party, after bar, whatever you want to call it.
After game?
Yeah, we're going to go hit up Ray's and have a pint, and then we're going to go to the Brewing Project on the Pulse Party Bus, and you can join me by going to rockmornings.com. Find out more about Simpsons Skip Day on July 11th. It's a $100 value for $30, and the proceeds go to benefit a Veterans Foundation up there. Pretty cool. Learning everything I can about Kurt here. It started out with a text. Wanted to hear Dirty Little Mind by Jackal, my request. He says, I frequent lacrosse quite often from Eau Claire, and I said, thanks for the request. I'll get it in just a bit. I did play it. He said, my name is Kurt, as in Curty Little Mind. Thanks for playing it. He said, a few of the bands I saw back in the day at the Lacrosse Center, Kiss, Motley Crue, Metallica, Nine Inch Nails, ZZ Top.
All the big ones.
Says Rock Rules like your station. I said, thank you. I said, I did not move here till 03, so several of those bands I did not see.
Mm-hmm.
I saw the Crew, obviously, what was that, 09 or whatever it was? When they played.
Sure.
He said, when I had Sirius Radio, they played 13 bands in a row that I saw in concert. You're up to 3. Can you keep the streak alive? Yeah. Thank you, Kurt.
We were talking about Snoop, and he'll be on the ground providing regular reporting updates for the primetime broadcasts starting on July 26th, as well as interviews with Olympians that were done in advance that will be airing.
Courtney says, check out the trailer for Sasquatch Sunset. There's a movie, and I think it stars Sam Elliott, and I think it's called The Man Who Killed Bigfoot and Hitler. Great title. Horrible movie. So bad.
Sounds
obviously needed a paycheck. I don't know what the hell. I think it was Sam Elliott. Don't quote me on that, but I thought it was. I had to watch it because the title is fantastic, right? Cocaine Bear, right? Lavalantula, all these sci-fi movies. I had to watch it because it said The Man Who Killed, and it literally is about a guy who killed Hitler and Bigfoot. And the Bigfoot is so bad. It's just it's worse than a Jack Link's commercial. It's worse than that. Like it's like a dollar store costume that they put on some guy and he's running through the woods. It's so bad. I think it's Sam Elliott. We were talking about regular people going up against Olympians just to see how truly how fast. Like you can appreciate it, but when she's running against other top tier talented people, you can't realize how fast it is. But then you put her up against someone her own age who's in relatively good health, as opposed to the old Jean, married, mom from the Midwest. Michael says we need Scott Robert Shaw in a synchronized diving competition.
I can't swim.
Only if they've got somebody in the pool to get him back to the top after he sinks to the bottom. Because,
Oh, they're wearing Speedos. Oh, they're matching. Oh, they're diving at the same time. It is Sam Elliott, by the way.
Doc wanted to hear some Warrant. I'm sorry I didn't get to it. I'm sure you'll hear plenty of that tonight. Warrant playing in the area. Eric. We were quoting Major League.
Mm-hmm.
He says, so we can't watch Major League on bus trips, but we can quote it on the air. Yeah, I got in trouble for that, so. Apparently people don't like when there's cursing. We're taking a bus to a game, and we're watching baseball movies like Major League, one of the greatest baseball movies of all time, but because he says a couple of bad words in there.
You have to replace that with a League of Their Own then?
It's like, why even bother? Why even bother? Come on, man.
The Natural.
Some guy gets shot. I don't know. Can you show that on a bus? Some old lady going to gripe about that one, too?
I think you can.
Thank you very much for all the correspondence. Good to hear from you guys. Is it Sam Elliott?
Yes.
It's so bad.
Which makes me sad.
Well, look.
I love him.
I'm sure he got paid a lot of money, or at least enough to do the movie. Because he made the most, he made chicken salad out of chicken bleep. Let's just say that. Great title, though. I mean, really makes you want to watch it because it's a fantastic title.
One final secret mission to track down and eliminate Bigfoot that became infected with a deadly disease.
The Bigfoot guy. It would have been better if they had done a little bit more.
Won a whole bunch of thingies.
Yeah.
It's not good.
No. I mean, it's good in a cheesy way, but it's not. No, it's not going. It's not going into the Smithsonian. Let's say that. If they had just spent a little more money on the Bigfoot costume, it might have been a better film.
Because he's out there killing moose and stuff, and then all of a sudden the infected Bigfoot is there? Is that what happened?
It's just not good. Go ahead and watch it, and then,
No, I'm not going to watch it. All right.
Have a great rest of your Thursday. We'll talk to you guys tomorrow.